and we'll roll the old printing press along. We'll roll the old printing press along. We'll roll the old printing press along, and we'll all hang out in kind. Howdy, folks, it's Johan, your favorite little ink blob, back at it today with some more Celeste, working on Core B-side. Welcome in Uno, welcome in wow, I could not select between Tim and Vim. Welcome in, Tim, and welcome in, Pitta. Hope y'all are doing well. Oh yeah, 8-beat, yeah, we will see. Thank you. Might make progress today? Wouldn't that be nice? Like a whole 2 hours to maybe actually like do a room? More likely than you think. Although I definitely did just try to double jump rather than dash, so this is gonna take a moment, I guess. It has been a week since touching Celeste controls. Yeah, hope everyone is doing well. We'll see. Part of why I was late today, I actually was on time for streaming, but also have been like having a lot of trouble getting myself to do a pre-record. So I did a pre-record just before this, and we'll see if that has maybe helped limber up the entertaining gears. Thank you for the hydrate, much appreciated. Part of it was also okay. I think I've mentioned that I watched the Battlestar Galactica reboot, and was very much enjoying that. Woohoo! Oh, no. Okay, but now we see how to do it. And there was a, like, additional comic that was made by some of the folks that, worked on the show, which had, like, a really weird ending, and in theory this, sort of comic was dealing with more of the, like, original concepts that they had and would explain it better, and it did, which put me in a near mood. Welcome in, Alakaj. Hello, humans. The Meat Han greets you as well. Hope you're doing well. Okay, so we need to time that better. So if we do it, okay. Let's count it out. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Too late. Or 1, 2. Whoop. We shall perish. 1. Oh my god. Okay. Right. So it's the position that you're on it in. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Come on. 1, 2, 3. I need to pay attention to when it's starting, so let's start when it goes through the crystal. That wasn't great. Let's start. Okay, so going through the crystal. Okay, so yeah, seems like going through the crystal is around when we want to start it. So we're typically just a little late. Crap. And there we start, yeah. Darn. I wonder if we could, like, feather our grab or something? To, like, idle? Mayhap? Okay, so don't just keep going right off the bat, Johan. We can do this. Woohoo! Don't just keep doing that. The thing that I keep telling myself not to do? What if I just didn't keep doing that? Wouldn't that be neat? Okay, there we go. Woohoo! Juked around. Also, hold up. So, okay, why is chat not appearing on screen? I thought that was just going to be something like it was last time, where it just wasn't appearing at the start, but now it's not. Options. Full screen on, off. Darn! Why has that suddenly just stopped working? Frustrating. We were just a little crap. Wait, what? It's watching a Marsh VOD? Oh, hey, welcome in, Silver. Hope that's going well. Sorry for missing, folks. Okay, hold up. Maybe I need to reboot the chat. Maybe it's just being weird. Because I do just kind of leave it open all the time, so that's always a chance. Ba ba ba. Ba da da ba. It didn't say connecting to chat. Oh, but now it works. Of course. Why wouldn't it? Fantastic. While most blocks will activate if you try and grab them, but your grab is prevented, core blocks are different. Assuming your memory serves you well, you have to actually grab them for them to work. I assume turning on no grabbing variant changes that. Woof. Of course, yeah, no, Nobo fixed it. Welcome in. Daily monster? I have not had a daily monster. What is the hardest game I've played through? Oof. Interesting question, Alakaj. I'm not exactly sure how to answer that. Different games have different kinds of difficulty. I think the one that resulted in my greatest degree of frustration was probably Undertale. The bosses really got me sometimes. So I think that is what I would probably say is like the most difficult game for me. But there's a lot of different metrics for that. Hey gamers, 2/3 of bosses are finished? Hell yeah! Fantastic, Silver. 2 more phases to make. I'm excited! Now that sounds like a skill issue? True. Oh, so Rain World is easy then? It's not, but there's also... It's hard because there's not necessarily like a goal to measure yourself against as much. That's not what you want to hear 3 streams into the game. Again, I think you have better reflexes than I do, Tim. It's... Again, a lot of that, this is not spoilers since you said that you were aware of it. A lot of it was doing the Sans fight. Because that took me a very long time. But people sometimes also get it a lot quicker. So I found a lot of difficulty with that. I made it fairly challenging for myself, I think. But part of that is also I hadn't played a lot of games in that vein. So, don't let them discover bullet hell. Well, that's kind of what Undertale was for me, because a lot of the fights are a little bit bullet hellish. Also, welcome in, Big Ed. And hey, welcome in, Marcus Marculia. There we go. Hope everyone's doing well. So did I listen to Endless Journey? I did, and I'm intrigued, but more importantly, I need to find lyrics for it, or at least an English translation, because that's a lot of what I really care about with songs. Although I did finally listen to the one that Quote sent, which was fantastic from a purely, like, arrangement standpoint. Looking like a Thursday or Friday release. Hell yeah. Afternoon. Hope all is well. Got a good chuckle from the starting screen song. Hey, welcome in, Hey Cicada. I'm very glad. Hope that all is well with you as well. I'm doing pretty good. Did a pre-record of some more Nier right before this, so I'm hopefully nice and warmed up, but we'll see. Hello, Corker. How goes? You left for 10 seconds and... Wait, what did I say that's confusing without context? Ah! Okay. So, bounce. Bounce through. Bounce off Pumber. Go through here. Ah! We're out of dashes! No! Yes! Panic into triumph. So why does Johan play things? Because Johan wants to learn more about the world. Okay. Johan plays things because Johan is an ink spirit that cares about writing, and a lot of physical print media, while there's still some good, is not, I think, the hub of culture these days, whereas video games offer a lot of very interesting writing and interaction potential. That is why Johan plays things. Meathan plays things. Meathan plays things because Meathan has recognized that Meathan often was playing games and kind of using them as a way to tune out from the world, and thought that it would be a good idea to try and find some way to force more critical consumption and play through some of those games that have been sitting getting dusty for years. So that's why Meathan plays things. No, yes, exactly. Pumber, Pinball Purgatory, Celeste reference? I got used to the bumpers being called pumbers, so that's what I call them now, even though I don't know. You'll be like, I hate writing. No, I love writing. In fact, I've been trying to read more, but I think a lot of there are some books that have come out recently that I think are quite good. I'm not saying like authorship is dead or anything, but I do think that video games are where a lot of really interesting creative output is occurring these days. So, as an ink spirit, even though there's not much ink involved, I think it's important to look into. Just called bumpers? Okay. But pumper is more fun to say. Yes, I was under that impression from what people said, but people also kept joking about pumbers, so now I guess people have to live with it being incorrect, because I think pumber is a fun word. Boop. Jeez. Pardon? Sumber on my reckoning till I grab full Theo Core Hyper? Huh? Fair and true and understandable. And based. I don't know if I've ever been called based before. I did... Now this is maybe embarrassing. For a very long time, I did think that based was not B-A-S-E-D. When I heard people say it, I thought it was B-A-S-T-E, like one might a turkey or other meat product that requires some juice to add more flavor. I was like, that's absolutely based. Like, does that somehow related to cooking? I do not understand these things. Oh man, we need another based and read pulled. Yawn very based, the Skibbity Sigma from Ohio, for real, for real. Why? I still wonder why Ohio. Like, what did Ohio do to invoke the internet's wrath? With tools that blend and based. So Johan, the second I asked about the music thing, I was interrupted by external forces, so did you end up so I did listen to it, but I'm very big on lyrics, so I need to go find, like, a lyrical translation of it. The CEO of TikTok Riz Party with Baby Gronk. Okay, wait, no, I do vaguely know about Baby Gronk, because Baby Gronk is, like, a child star football player, question mark? Because I did see a video that it was just... oh god, it was... Oh no, I can't even remember it, but it was just... I looked at it and I went, that's not English. This is not the English language. I'm fascinated. I need to learn, because they seem to think they're speaking English, and it was something about, like, Baby Gronk dating the Riz King or something. I don't fully remember, but it was just like, oh no, wait, no, these are proper nouns. I assumed that these were descriptors. I was so confused. Sentences that clearly state you've never been to Ohio. I mean, this is fair. I have not been to Ohio. Like subs? Oh, yeah. Subs for being able to read the lyrics. Yes. Because yeah, that's part of why I really enjoy the opening for Girls' Last Tour, is like I find a lot more one night. Wow, I wasn't able to summon that name into my head. Apparently, doing a pre-record does not actually warm me up before a stream. But like a lot of what I like about that is the lyrics and sort of the message of hope it has. Every new ingredient gives the food a different red pill. I do know that red pill comes from The Matrix, which, funnily enough, I've never actually watched The Matrix, and I feel like I should fix that. But, I don't know, like, simulated reality is not, like, an uninteresting thing, the movie itself did not really grab me. I tried watching it at one point, and I should give it another crack, but... The Kettenkrad? Oh, yay! We love the Kettenkrad. Reckoning is a very new map? Huh. It's the Kettenkrad song. Yay. We love two little girls traveling a post-apocalyptic city in a half-track. And would definitely love an ode to it. Boop. 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 Okay. So we got there without using our dashes. So we just gotta keep going. Is very paste. Ah, yes. I am very glue. We love non-bath shaped vehicles. Whoa, god. No! Reckoning is a map based on the Solar Purgatory, which is based on both Pinball Purgatory and Solar Express, and all of those are modded Celeste levels. A Solar Purgatory sounds uncomfortable with, you know, Purgatory being, supposing, as I understand it, Purgatory is meant to be like a conceptual divine place of waiting. I'm not sure I'd want to wait in the sun. Maybe that's me. Maybe I'm weird, but goddamn. Is ink paste? I guess, hold up. God damn it, you're getting me to look up the definition of paste. Because I guess it is like a form of suspension. A thick, soft, moist substance typically produced by mixing dry ingredients with a liquid. I don't think ink is that thick, really. But yeah, so okay, so like the texture is an important thing. I think that ink tends to be too runny to be a paste, or more accurately, if you served me something that was meant to be a paste that had the consistency, if you gave me bean paste the consistency of ink, we would not be doing business anymore. A long fanfic of someone just continuing Girls Last Door, it's called Girls is Next Door. Ah. The thing is, I really like where the manga ends for Girls Last Door. I think the show chopped off some important bits, but I think the manga ends in a place that really drives things home. Unironically, throwable freeze seems really funny, and I want to play a green expert map with it because it seems like it's not a hard thing to do if you can throwable smuggle. What? Ink is not thick? I mean, have we interacted with different inks? Yeah, Johan is not thick. I mean, look how tiny I am when I go into the pot. I'm very, very malleable. Space pens have thick ink that melts due to friction at the tip. Ah, this is fair. This is fair. And like, yes, there are specialty inks, but I think the average ink on planet Earth is, you know, there's like gel pens and such, but bleh. Season 2 tomorrow? Season 2 of Girls' Last Tour? No, because the thing is, I would love like 1 to 2 more episodes, but don't know why I hide in the pot. I mean, think of it this way, Robert. As you go about your day, do you not find it exhausting to be standing up all the time and, also be perfectly frank, wearing clothes to make you presentable to other people? Because I like to lounge at home comfy in PJs as Meat Han, and I also find it, you know, I find it generally uncomfortable and restrictive to be presenting myself to others. So I, as Johan, also need a place where I can retreat and do the equivalent of wear pajamas, which is not hold together my ink form constantly. Hey, welcome in, Essie. How goes? Ah! You said what? Yellow GM +3? Huh? Angzar in your life. What the hell is Angzar? Wonky. Hey, welcome in, quote. How goes? Wait. Huh? Oh, what? Oh, what I'm hiding in the bot. Oh, the answer is myself. Okay, is that like a character from a language, or mostly goes alright? Well, then that is mostly good. I'm mostly glad to hear such. I did listen to the song that you posted in the Discord a while back. Sorry for taking so long, but the one from Carol and Tuesday. That was delightful and scratches an itch that a lot of ska scratches for me, so that's a good find. Boop. Aw. Sadness. Boop. 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 Oh, too much. It's supposedly a mathematical symbol. Haven't I talked? I do not recall it? Although my memory is also not the most fantastic. You ever wanted a place to not stand on? Introducing the Garyable Human Accommodation Invention Remake, or for short, a chair. Wow. So cool. Doesn't have any known purpose. So is this a character that we've seen used in mathematical texts that, like, we are that were very old and we don't know the intent of? Or is this a character that someone said, this would be a cool thing to use, and just never came up with a definition for? Because if it's the former, I'm interested. If it's the latter, why? Why do people do this? That's so silly. I like that I'm still able to find music that I never heard before and really enjoy it. Yeah, no, and that's, I figure there's always more like that out there. It's sometimes just tough to go out and find it. But yeah, that's the joy of art that is continually created. Oh, we haven't seen it used in old math. So this is literally a symbol that someone said, I think this would be cool. What does it mean? Oh, I'm... So it's just a doodle. Celeste maps are ranked by beginner, intermediate, expert, and grandmaster. Ah, with grandmaster ranks. Gotcha. As extra difficulties, each difficulty is further subdivided into green, yellow, and red. Understood. I gotcha. Hey, alright, then I will have to give that a listen after stream. Thank you, Nobo. Hey, maybe I should grab the thing that I've been trying to grab each time because it's important. Silly Johan. You'll take 5. Ooh, 5 what's? Hey! Welcome in, Ollie. How goes? Where have I been, Loca? Huh? I do not understand. It's unknown why Monotype added the character or what purpose it was intended to serve. Oh, so it's included in a font. I see. Although much of Monotype's character repertoire from movable type originated from customer. Oh, okay. Okay, that I am back to interested. Oh, it's from Twilight. I have never read any Twilight nor watched any Twilight. Most of what I know about Twilight comes from just like hearing stories, because Loading Ready Run, the folks that, well, I guess a number of folks do Desert Bus, but the Desert Bus for Hope charity, early on, one of the Twilight movies had come out, and they were, one poor person went to see the movie, God, I think like 13 times, because there was a donation attached to it each time. So that poor person kind of got a bit of a Stockholm syndrome with the Twilight franchise, and so that's most of what I know about. Holly stream 2? Wait, what? Oh no! I didn't get a notification! Oh my god! I'm so bad. I've been having so many things going on, and I haven't been able to catch Tim Undertale. I apparently have been missing Ollie streaming. No. Every Sunday. Every Sunday you try. Okay, no, that helps, because now I know to focus in more on it. What time do you stream? Or actually, do you have it in like a stream schedule so that I can get like a time conversion for me? Or I guess you could also say like around what time? Because I have a family obligation every Sunday. 1830 CST? Okay, I will look at that conversion when I've got the time, but hopefully I can make it. And I can also probably duck out of that family obligation for a little bit, but I want to make sure I know. Twitch didn't give you a notif for Ali's? Yeah! Twitch homophobic? I guess. 30 minutes before Tim. Oh, gotcha, okay. Possibly the only character in Unicode to truly have no known purpose. Even Ghost Kanji could be argued to have purpose. Wait, hold up. Ghost Kanji? That's a new one for me. You'll make the Twitch planning? I mean, you don't have to. I was just asking because that's a convenient way. Even though my schedule I don't always stick to, I figure it at least gives people a rough ballpark. Buh. Reading a book and loving it so much? Nice. What book is it? Twilight? Bah. The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. Okay. Intriguing. Sounds, I'm guessing, like a fantasy novel? Prequel of Throne of Glass. Okay. I am unfamiliar with either of these, but they sound like neat fantasy titles. Ghost characters, Hepburn, Yuremoji, are erroneous kanji included in the Japanese industrial standard Oh, interesting. So they are kanji that were done incorrectly, but stick around anyway? Boop, boop. Yes, fantasy series. Gotcha. I will say, I'm technically not responsible for shelf reading our fantasy section, but I still do a little bit over there because we've got fantasy and sci-fi right next to each other, and those are unsurprisingly a lot of books that I have read. So I try and manage them. There's a lot of books that have court and throne in their name recently. And I know I have one friend that I know was reading a series that it was like a court of something and roses that was basically fairy smut, I think. So I don't know if it's all like because that got popular or something, but it's oh, then a court of thorns and court of thorns and roses. I think that's what it was. Or am I mixing things up? But just book 5 is a little smutty. Gotcha. Okay, they were describing the whole thing as like kind of smutty, but I don't know. I've never been one really for like romance storylines. Or it's funny because court intrigue, I suppose, does intrigue me, but oftentimes I also just get really bored because it feels like a whole bunch of people being clever but not actually. Oh, I'm sure you've seen worse. In no way do I... There is always a bigger fish when it comes to smut. But still probably more than what I typically would engage in. I guess that's... I guess even then, in fairness, they were saying that there was like very good political drama, which like I don't mind if something is like a bit smutty if like it's part of serving a grander plot, but read Lights Out by Nevessa Avens. Okay. First book of 2025. I've seen enough smut for I see. Gotcha. Hey, welcome in, Cheese Grater. How be the ye? There we go. No. Okay. I think that's the second time we've made it to that point, but we've got the rough idea. We just need to be better about that transition so that we can get the doorbell and continue forward. Boop, boop, boop. Ah. Man. These things do not work well with me. Seems like it's blue now? Indeed. I'm blue, dabba-dee-dabba-die, dabba-dee-dabba-die. Quick question. I don't know anything about this game, so what is the blue square thingy that I'm getting? Ah, so... This is very late in the Celeste game, Alakaj, so this is a lot of mechanics being put together. So, we can bounce off of these ice spike things. There are things that can toggle them to fire, which behave differently. If by the blue thing you mean the, like, diamond that's down there, we currently have 2 dashes. So when our hair is purple, we have 2, when our hair is red, we have 1, and... Oh, well, those typically don't recharge. They recharge between screens, or when we pick up one of those crystals. In other parts of the game, they recharge when we touch the ground. This level is particularly evil because it doesn't give you that. So you need to get that crystal to recharge back up to 2 dashes so that you can get enough dashes to move forward. Boop. And then, once we get up here, there's that little blue one. That sort of spinning thing. We need to touch that because I call them doorbells. That usually allows you, that unlocks like a door that you need to get through to get to the next room. So that's kind of what we're doing in this room. Your last stream was pretty boring. Everyone left when I started doing karaoke. Oh, of I want it that way? Ah. That's, I mean, that is kind of the thing about like starting out streaming is you're not gonna appeal to everyone right off the bat. Boop. Bump, bump. Ah, so Nobo, I will not be able to do it this Saturday because I have work this Saturday. I got it wrong. So this week I am working Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then the next week I'm working Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So unfortunately I can't get to them this week. I know. But we're there. The next Rhythm Doctor stream will have some, so I'm excited. I cannot read kanji. But okay. And wait, is Wikipedia missing one? I think it's missing one. Ghostly kanji. That's okay. Definitely. I sense some disappointment. I'm bilingual, so I have content. OMG Sunday, I have no stream. Oh no! You have a concert. Ah, okay. Wait, like you're performing a concert or you're going to a concert? Both are fun. No! Oi! You don't even know my mailbox. Also, why is my greater concern, please don't damage postal property? You're seeing a band. Gotcha. Wish you were talented. Pshaw. If you are willing to put yourself in front of others and perform, I think that is talent enough. Boop. Am I sure about that? Yeah, fairly certain. Do I live in my house? Is this even my house? Technically speaking, I guess you could argue it's not my house. I do not own the house that I currently reside in. Ergo, is it my house? When do I stream then? Everyone's streaming every day? Well, that's also kind of the thing, Ollie, is there's always going to be other folks streaming, and if you enjoy popping into other folks' streams, yeah, it can make it tough. Me wanting to see more Tim streams also being a tiny factor in me saying, hey, what if I move to more pre-record content? But yeah, you know, it's sometimes you just gotta pick it and say, hey, I'm doing this because this is a fun thing for me, and that's okay. Like, look, if I'm streaming on a given day, if you're also streaming, I'm not gonna be going, oh no, how dare Ollie take viewers? It's going to be, yo, go watch Ollie stream. Go see what she's doing. Report back. You'll leave now, so bye. Hey, thanks for hanging out, Alakaj. Best of luck with the rest of your day. Wishing you well. Yes, indeed, steal other viewers. Do I even own the right to live in my house? I mean, currently, I do not believe I have a formal rental agreement, so I believe that technically speaking, no, I don't. Bah. Might be able to use that to, like, rescue, so bounce off the bumper into the doorbell, maybe? And also the people who watch me also watch you and Tim. Well, okay, but that's the thing, Ollie. When I was starting out, who watched me? Didn't know Tim, none of that. I was just basically doing my thing and random folks popped in. And that's part of it, right? Is your content is going to be unique and it's going to attract different people. And it's going to be a slog because discoverability is arse on Twitch. But if you are having... This is a thing, this is the advice that I have given to people as consistently. I am not an expert. I've been doing this for a year. Actually, not quite a year. I think I need to double check, but I believe the 16th, so Friday, or no, Thursday. I can math. I believe that Thursday is going to be 1 year of me starting streaming. But the biggest thing is you gotta have fun if you're streaming to no one. Damn it, so close. But, you know, as long as you're having fun doing your thing, that's awesome. And that's kind of what it's gotta be, because there is no guarantee of viewers. Even if you have, like, an audience. I've got an audience. There's every chance on any given day that folks are busy. They've got other things going on. They have lives. They don't show up, or they just aren't feeling it, right? So, you gotta have fun with the thing you're doing, even if there's no one there, and then you just stream as if you've got a whole bunch of folks, and hopefully eventually they show up, and if not, no sweat. Your content is niche, it's just you being Mealibi. Okay, so it's kind of just chatting, goofing around, having fun. Awesome. Figure out some stuff that you can do that is you having fun on your own, that then, if other folks join in, you can wrap it in. But making your audience your content, or having that be a crucial part of your stream, is tough, right? I've talked about that. I love the way that Doug streams, and he makes the audience part of that. That's an important part. But he's built up enough of a following by doing other things, so that he can do that, right? But yeah, it's especially when you're still fairly small. You know, the bigger you are, the greater. If a whole bunch of people have something going on, you know, you can sort of you can eat that, right? But when you're small, I do have fun, but sometimes it does feel a bit odd. 100%. I mean, go if you feel like it. If you feel like it, go scroll back into early Johan stream VODs on YouTube. Like, Night in the Woods, we had Cholera Kaput, was hanging out a fair bit, but like Undertale, a lot of that gameplay is me talking to myself or pretty much no one, with the occasional person popping in, and it usually being just me and one other person for a while. But I still had a blast playing the game and talking to, like, think it out, right? And that's also, I think, part of why I really enjoyed that. I enjoy chatting with people. But that's also fun, and that's something that I get out of pre-records that I don't get as much out of streaming anymore. Because streaming is I'm having a conversation while I also happen to be playing a game that sometimes guides the conversation, but But yeah, I don't know. Gonna send a scissor bird in your mailbox if I don't play Raisin World? Uh-oh. See, my biggest concern there isn't, again, even my own personal health, it's I don't know about, like, import restrictions there. Like, I don't know if there's any country in the world where importing a scissor bird isn't going to be some sort of, like, significant biohazard. Precipitation Planet. Early Baba streams be like, oh god, yeah. Actually, you know, a really good one for that? Monument Valley. Because I don't think anyone popped in for Monument Valley. Unfortunately, the sound balance is arse on that. Which I've tried to get better about, like, doing a quick test recording first to, like, see if things are super off. But yeah, no, Monument Valley is kind of a wreck, but we'll give you, it's, god, like, I don't know, 3 hours total, but we'll give you a good perspective on me streaming to no one. Also, don't want to be mean and stream potentially steal it. No, don't worry. Okay, so how often is it the case that Tim and I are streaming at the same time, right? So frequently. I don't think either of us are bothered when folks swap through streams. I'm certainly unbothered. Tim has literally put in his title, go watch Johan, and I've done the same. So, like, I do not think that's a particular issue. Same thing with, like, Sigma and whatnot. Like, you aren't stealing viewers. You're providing neat content that people get to go enjoy that can also sometimes spark cool conversations on the way back. Like, that's not being mean. That's you going out doing a creative thing that gets people excited. So, yeah. Like, legitimately. If everyone left right now to go watch you, I would be happy. Because then, A, a lot less pressure and I can focus on playing the game. And B, like, you know, that would mean that you're going to go do a cool thing, which we want to encourage that. Like, yeah, we're all internet strangers here. We've got, like, a community thing going, but, like, you know, we're all internet strangers. And even so, we kind of enjoy each other's company and want to see folks do well. So, like, if that's something that makes you happy, I will be super excited if folks want to go watch that. You know? Yeah, obligation or something. Yeah. Pressure. No! Don't they do that in some of the manga? Isn't there like a like onomatopoeia for like the application of pressure? I took a long I know. Yeah, no. I had some bad scrap at times there. Ugh. It's just, man, I did get sub 20 if we were doing the like string together if I could string together like best runs of each of them, I can do sub 20. I just could not get it all together in one run, no matter how much I was trying, which is almost more frustrating to be like, I know I can physically do it, but I can't. Oh, the first time? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Scrappa really kicked my butt. If I don't do this in 10 tries, you'll make yourself eat a screw? That's... Oh dear. The thing is there, I don't actually feel that much more pressure from that, because that's you still making the choice to... And I would call that a very poor choice. That's not on me. I want to do a reading stream where we be productive and stuff, but I don't know if there would be much fun for people that to watch that. Again, don't... Okay, hold up. I'm gonna look at the other things before I go on my big rant. Should buy Mario Party? Maybe? How could you make an onomatopoeia of that? Wouldn't it just be like agitated grunt? Well, that's kind of the thing, is there's a lot of onomatopoeias that aren't like actually that... Like, okay. Oh god, I'm trying to... But like, okay. I have never heard a cat meow. I have heard the things that we call meowing, but it doesn't sound like meow to me. I don't know, like, I think there's a lot of onomatopoeias that just aren't actually that descriptive of the thing, but... It was 70 minutes? Oh god, I did not know it was that long. Whoa. This just in, Johan encourages chatters to eat screws. Oh no. Again, I think it's a poor decision, but it ain't on me. I'm not saying you gotta eat a screw. Essie's saying, I will eat a screw if you don't do this thing. I am simply this is like sports betting. Sports games are just basically weighted number generators and people develop narratives around them. I am a weighted number generator, I guess in this case, who is very bad at this game. So Essie is making a bad bet with themselves. Meow is more like bleat than ba, yeah. This is fair, yeah, because like bleating and ba. Meh. You know that one gum girl from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? Well, I used to put gum behind your ear and your mom kept having to get the gum out of my hair with peanut butter. Movie was terrible influence for real. Oh god. But the thing I was going to say, Ollie, don't make content for viewers. You will burn out so quickly and have a terrible time. Do not make things because that's what you think people want. Do give it a little thought. If you're choosing between two things, give a little consideration to, is this a thing that I think is going to be good content, or is this something that I think is not good content? Give it a little thought. But if it's something that you enjoy doing and want to do, go make it. Because I mean, if we were doing everything that we thought our chatters wanted to do, guess what? We shouldn't be streaming. Our chat should be streaming, which I think is a point that I made a number of times early on when folks were trying to backseat. It's like, this is cool. You've got some great thoughts. Go stream, right? You are supposed to go out, do something that's fun for you, bring your personality to it. I bring my personality. I mean, legitimately, if I had to sit down and go like, do I think that the average person on the internet is going to be way more entertained by me sitting here, not actually playing the game and talking about streaming, talking about philosophy? I mean, we have talked about the nature of existence and divinity on this stream while playing Jump King. I don't think that's what people typically tune into Jump King for. But that's what I was thinking about with the game, and those were the conversations I wanted to have. And people stuck around. Some people, I'm guessing some people said, nope. But like, that's the type of stuff I do, and people have stuck around. Maybe in spite of it, maybe because of it. But it's me. And I've learned a lot, I've gotten a lot out of the games, I've gotten a lot out of talking to people. We've had some fascinating conversations as a result of some of that. But yeah, if I was going, oh, I want to do the good content, I'd be playing Call of Duty and Genshin Impact and focusing on min-maxing my builds, I think, right? Like, that's not what I'm into, and that's not what everyone is into. You build the niche that you're interested in, and either people will come or they won't. You can do things to improve it, like, I still should probably get a better mic and so on and so forth. I would love to animate Johan more. At the same time, you know, I'm looking at doing some other stuff to keep it up, because unfortunately, life. But, you know, it's... Hold up, actually, see, me just throwing that, but I need to, I've got a little card that's so goofy. This is so absolutely, utterly goofy. I'll see if I can take a picture and put it on the Discord, but cheesiest effing thing. This was it's, okay. So my college had a bunch of, like, on-campus living things, and we had events, and I was part of, like, the campus life coordination, and they did a, like, motivational, let's give some motivational quotes to people. Because you're leaders, so you need to be motivated. Oh, they're so cheesy, they're so corny. This one is also so corny, but it is one that I actually try to, like, stick with. To live a creative life, we must lose our fear of being wrong. And look, I'm still afraid of being wrong a little bit, but, like, ultimately, the point of creating stuff is to go out and provide your unique perspective on things. For me, part of what I enjoy is learning about stuff, and so as a result, I do think that I need to worry a little bit about being wrong. I don't want to say things that are... I tried to dash there. I don't want to say things that are, like, woefully incorrect, but the premise of it, at least how I'm interpreting it, is I need to not be so afraid of getting everything right. I started streaming when I was in the middle of a 2-week quarantine from under my bed, feeling miserable. Not because I was sick, just because it's mentally taxing to be locked in a tiny space for 2 weeks. And it was just a rough day that I had gotten almost no sleep, but I said, screw it. I'm just gonna turn on the stream and stream some Magic. And you know what? I've kept it going since. Right? So, I don't know. That's kind of my perspective on it. But it is much more interesting content than just watching some random dingus fall down a tower. Also true. Very fair, Corker. Actually talking and having a personality rather than just falling and failing repeatedly. Very, very true. Put TikTok edit music on yesterday because it was copyright free. I don't know if it's... I don't think anything is technically copyright free, but yeah, but free use basically. I've been super lucky. I've always had a minimum of one person watching. I'm hoping enjoying stream. Hell yeah. Well, okay. Thing I will say, Ollie, if you have stream open as a preview, it will count yourself as a viewer, which did get me when I started. I was like, oh, I've got a viewer. It was me. I was my viewer. But I've heard the advice of, like, turn off the viewer count. I disagree with that, because don't let the viewer count, like, go to your head. Because if I did, like, I'm looking over there, we had, like, 12 viewers, now we've got 7. I've been yapping too much. But, like, I'm doing the thing that I'm gonna do, and people will stick around or leave. It's interesting to have, like, a rough idea of things, but, you know, it's, again, I want to stream. What I try and do is stream as if... Oh, no, I don't stream as if I'm streaming to no one right now, because I'm having a conversation. But in principle, I would be fine if no one was here, right? I don't want to stream if I would not be fine if no one was here, kind of thing. But yeah. Being able to record your voice while playing would be a luxury. I still, if you need some, like, there's ways you could probably, like, hook up your phone and such to that, get, like, a separate audio track, and then, like, mix it together, but seems so inconsistently, and at this point, it's your fault that no one showed. Yeah, no, and that's, like, I will say, that is, like, one of my kind of fears, is, like, I am so happy with the community that we've built. Like, this is awesome. I have a really good time showing up to stream, even though it's funny. It's still, I have to talk myself into turning on the camera to stream every morning. Not every morning, but, you know, it is something where there's, like, I am at a point, it's not burnout, it's just, I am an individual that gets very, like, stressed and anxious and loses momentum on things, where I'm having to talk myself into, yeah, I'm going to sit down and commit to 4 hours of things. Which is a little goofy. But, you know, it's, it's still something that I enjoy doing. I need to try and make sure that I keep doing in some capacity, even if it's only pre-records. But that's right. And so it's we've built an awesome community. I'm excited even when I'm apprehensive about streaming. And it's gonna suck to basically not have like a proper stream schedule anymore, where it's just sort of like, oh, I'll stream on occasion when I feel it. But at the same time, it's what I kind of gotta do, and we'll see. Because even if no one does show up, I'll still have fun doing that on occasion, and I would be unsurprised if an occasional person went, oh my god, I remember when Johan used to actually, like, be a thing. Popping in. But oh no, life situation, yeah. Yeah, it's the Discord stream going to be same length as it was on Twitch. That is the plan. It's basically that is the amount of time I have on a Saturday morning, is like that sort of like 1 to 2 hours, and then I need to probably go do other things, but always end up getting absorbed in the Tim stream because it's really fun. But again, like, it can be flexible. Like, if there is less, we don't have to go the full time. If there's more, we can potentially do, we shall see. But yes, around 2 hours is my thought and target. Okay, I need to, like, I need to not commit to that jump there, because I need to get on the upper right, and it's tough to do that. Don't try to get enough grade, then yeah, you might get through the first set of levels. There's zero way I'm passing the more one night level. That's reasonable. Boop, 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 bum, 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 bum. Ah! It all went so very wrong. No worries. Okay. I will say, I've talked about this a little bit before. Something that I do see that I think is stream for yourself, not for your audience. I very much stand by that. I do think I've seen a lot of people that will stream, like, with friends when they're starting out and be terribly uninteractive with chat, which is fine if they basically are just wanting to hang out with friends and there's a chance of someone enjoying that vibe. I think that should probably be a pre-record rather than a stream. But like, if you're streaming on your own, biggest thing is just find a way to keep yourself talking, even when no one is there. Because that is the other thing. So I've seen a lot of people that will, like, stream with friends, and it feels sort of like you're intruding on them. Not a good vibe, at least in my experience, and they typically seem to have a somewhat tougher time. Or they're streaming, but they don't know how to keep themselves talking. They'll respond most of the time. Like, they'll have a conversation, but they don't know how to just kind of keep patter going, which makes it a lot tougher. It makes it a lot tougher for people to sort of come into it, because when you're streaming, you are creating a space that other people are walking into, and it can be a little intimidating if that person isn't talking for you to be the one to say sort of the first thing. So finding a way to just, yeah, keep talking, because also then it shows off your personality and such, so that someone's popping in, and those are the 30 seconds they're giving you to see, oh, is this interesting enough for me to hang around? Make sure you're saying something interesting and representative. Discord stream? Yeah, so, not this Saturday, because I shall be in the book mines, doing book work, but hopefully the Saturday after, we'll be doing a Discord stream of Rhythm Doctor, because we've got some custom levels from Nobo, which involve copyrighted music, and I would like to not have copyright issues. So we'll be taking a crack on Discord, where there's not technically, is it a violation of performance of copyright? Yes, probably. But at the same time, it's also, I consider that reasonable to the extent of screening for close friends kind of thing, which is an exception that gets made in copyright law. Gonna do a reading stream tomorrow, a hooga? Woo! Unfortunately, I'll be at work, but I wish you much luck. So 20 minutes reading and maybe 10 minutes talking, like Pomodoro style, mayhap. And I mean, like, basically, do whatever works for you. I would say it might also be something, read, and like, if, I assume that when you read, you have thoughts about the book, right? Take a little time, if you've got like a little quip in your head, or you're like, oh my god, I wonder what this means. I'm deeply interested. Say it. Take a moment, pause from the book and go, oh my god, like, da-da-da-da-da. And then get back to reading. You know, but again, whatever, maybe you go, yeah, 20 minutes reading, thoughts, but hey, this has reminded me of X story or whatnot. Whoa. A robin flew just like right by my window and scared the hell out of me. Oh, hey, welcome in, Sigma. I just waved. I do that a lot. I waved to Sigma, who cannot see my arm. But welcome in. Hope you're doing well. This isn't Sigrated, this is Celeste. Sigma, you're killing me. Oh. Sometimes Celeste is more, but crash. Wow. Oh, that was... You hurt me in a very good way, Sigma. I think it's funny that copyleft is a thing. Oh, copyleft, that's the, copyleft is sort of the loose term for the constellation of copyright licenses that are very permissive, yes? It's been a while, but I have certainly heard that term. Boop, 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 ba-da, whoa. Royalty free? But with that face. No, I mean, a lot of the stuff when it comes down to, like, the permissive licenses, I think is super cool. I'm not as huge on some of the, like, I forget what they're called, but the it's not parasitic licenses, but the licenses that are basically, you can use it so long as the rest of anything that you use this in is then also released under that. It's like, I can understand the logic of that, of, hey, you know, this should be free and open because you're using it, but also if, I don't know, not everything is like that, and I can see the reason for that. I think there are some times where that gets put in, like, code that's incredibly useful, that then it also makes it tough if someone independently recreates that code, and it's like, oh, well, you see here, you must have used that, so it needs this license. It's like, don't think that comes up an awful lot, but I don't know. It still sits a little squicky with me for some of the potential for its abuse, but I'm not aware of it being abused, so I should probably be more or less concerned about that. Copy left is when you crave Mango Logo Monster and only one copy is left in the store. I don't think I've ever heard, like, instances of a drink or product referred to as a copy, but I'm certainly intrigued. Oh, no. And you almost get on your knees because you're so happy that happened to me last week. Huh. Well, I'm glad that you got the last one. There will be Rain World today. That's going to be the second half of the stream. Rhythm Doctor is just a Saturday thing, and the next Rhythm Doctor stream we were just talking about will actually be not on Twitch. Oh no. Because I have copyright concerns, so we'll be doing a Discord stream for it. I just got back from watching a bunch of Rain World videos. Nice. Hope that was a good time. Pain immeasurable, pain not so immaculate. Hooah. Watching a guy kill an enemy in one try that took you almost an hour to kill? Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think it's unsurprising that I have had a similar experience with a lot of games I've played. Yeah, I have watched a little bit of some Undertale and Hollow Knight that has made me question much. Although on the bright side, I never really had any strong illusions about me being good at games, so it wasn't too big of a blow to my ego, or at least not as big as it could have been. But it still certainly hurts a little to see something that took you a lot of work have someone else who is just naturally gifted crush it. Oh god, I don't even want to watch other folks' first Celeste playthroughs. Oh. Bah. Boop. 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 Gosh darn it. Boop. 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 Whoa. I mean, even Johan noises, talking about, like, ways to sort of, like, fill the stuff. Is that particularly intelligent commentary? No, but it's genuinely about all that's going on in my brain at those moments, so might as well vocalize it. You get to see the entirety of the Johan's inside brain. What? Less frustrated at how well they did, and more frustrated at how badly I did, especially considering how long you have to walk between the checkpoints in Reupload. This is fair. But, I don't know, be kind to yourself. It's not that you did badly, it's that you presumably learned from that and were able to carry that forward into other things, you know? I guess I'm not frustrated at how well they did or how poorly I did, it's just sort of like the, oh dear. Oh no. But, yeah, not necessarily frustration, but, you know, because it's, god, if I got frustrated about that, like, Jump King, oh god, me taking 50 hours for it. But it's all part of the journey. If I had to fight this guy again, I feel like I would still die a lot. But would you die more or less? Just need to get good at combat? Yeah. But it's, as long as you die less, I think that's still improvement. Forgot Tim's name for a good bit. I mean, I had that moment trying to select between two today. It's like, why the only name coming up in my head, Sem? Super bad at puzzle games compared to others. It's hard to keep your head up sometimes, but I guess I learned from doing them. Yeah, well, and it's again, you don't need to be good or bad at games. Games should be about enjoyment, right? Games are about having fun. I have known people, here's a great example. I have played a lot of idle games in my life. If anyone needs recommendations, hit me up, but dear god. There's one, NGU idle, number go up idle, which has some very off-kilter humor. It was not exactly my style, but the mechanics were interesting. It kept things fresh a fair bit. There is someone, I joined the Discord for it, to, like, check in on folks. And, man, there is someone who is intentionally refusing to use, one of the mechanics. I forget which one it is. There we go. But they're intentionally refusing to use one of the mechanics. I think it's basically like buying more like energy in that game or something along those lines, so that all of their gains in that have to come from basically equipment and such. So a game that already takes several hundred hours to complete is one that will take them probably literally longer than their lifetime to complete. But they're having fun with that. They're having fun seeing what they can do with it. It's less time intensive for them, and they just like post an update every day. They've been playing longer for than a lot of the people, but they're way further behind. But they have made a particular niche and joy for themselves in it. And that's awesome. And that's kind of my point of frustration arises, in my opinion. I believe the definition of frustration is the negative feelings that arise from the gap that exists between your ability to accomplish a goal and the goal you want to achieve. Some frustration can be good. It can encourage you to meet that goal. Sometimes there's way too much frustration because you've set an unrealistic goal for yourself. I am bad at games. Like, goodness. I'm bad at games. So I don't make my goal to be good at games. I make my goal to have fun at games and get something out of them that I can translate into the rest of my life. And that's made them a lot more fun. This is not to say that there aren't times where I want to get X thing done, i.e. Marsh speedrun. I got really frustrated because I couldn't do the thing I wanted to do. But I still had a lot of fun with the process because my focus was still on, like, this is me trying to commit to do something that I think is above what my current realistic skill level is. And it was. And I got so close. But yeah, so I don't know. It's games, don't let yourself get down if you're not as good as other people, because I mean, that can be your goal, but it doesn't have to be your goal. NGU means never grow up, love that. Yeah, no, that's... Some of the humor was really good. Some of the humor, there's a lot of, like, toilet humor and whatnot. That is not my thing, but, you know, sure, whatever. No one is bad at games unless it's Marsh, Celeste, Lingo, or... But even then, I don't think I'm that good at Marsh. I mean, look at how Robert is able to do on that compared to me. Celeste? Oh god. Lingo, I think I'm not too terrible at, or at least I'm not too terrible at the word puzzles, but a lot of the navigation and such, oh goodness. But I have a lot of fun. So, you know, I'm good at them in that way. I'm good at games in that I'm good at having fun. So, I don't know. That's my... Don't beat yourself up if you aren't quote-unquote good at X thing. You don't necessarily have to be. If you want to be, then sure. Get a little frustrated. Give yourself that fire in your belly. But if it's because you think that you need to... If you're doing it because that's what other people do, reset what you think you need to focus on. You did a sub 20, you're in the top 1% at least, but I didn't do the sub 20. That's my pain, is I got so close. So close, but not quite. SS on Skylia some minutes ago? Hell yeah. Sub 25 is top 6.6%? Okay. But okay, neat. But even then, it's still, I didn't get to where I wanted to be, which is a source of frustration, but like, that's still okay. Do the stream for talking with friend and playing game? Fantastic. Know that the talking with friend is something that can take a bit, because remember, God, what was it? I looked at this a while back. I think when you average more than 5 viewers, that puts you in the top, like, 5% of streams out there. Now, again, that's because a lot of people stream to no one and aren't doing a schedule or anything, but most of the streams on Twitch are watched by no one or next to no one. So, but it will still happen, and especially you've got some good connections and such, so there are folks that want to show up, but yeah. Just as long as you can find it in yourself to do things in a way where you can have fun at kind of whatever level. Actually, there's a broader thing. A lot of my life philosophy has stemmed from being disappointed by other people, and that sounds terrible. So give me a moment to explain. In school, I was always that kid that got stuck with the kids who were lagging behind a little bit because the teachers went, this is a good student, so let's use them as basically a mini teacher, which is kind of sucky for the kid, but I can also understand why teachers do it because they tend to be overworked, underpaid. So, especially in group projects, I got very used to having to just do it myself. I think a lot of people have that experience. One of my big extracurriculars was robotics. I did robotics with a lot of friends. I'm still good friends with them. Well, some of them did some good stuff, but I was kind of let down by a lot of folks coming to me who was in a leadership role, asking basically, hey, can you do something about this? And I could, but I needed their input, and that wasn't something that they were willing to give. Similarly, a lot of like outreach. We were supposed to like try and connect with the community. People wanted to do it in principle, but more accurately, they wanted it to be done. Scheduling it, all of that, nightmare. And just kind of in life in general, I put a lot of emphasis on like spending time with friends and so on and so forth that didn't necessarily reciprocate that to the same level. And what I realized is that in a lot of these cases, the things that worked best were finding ways to control the things I could control and not being quite so focused on the things that I couldn't control. Because like with friends and whatnot, they don't owe me that time. Just straight up. People don't owe you that. They owe you honesty. They owe you some amount of attention if they are expecting some back and whatnot. You know, friendship is... You gotta put in some time to still be friends. But I was expecting more of them because I was expecting them to give what I was willing to give, which is not what everyone is. So the solution there isn't to try and make them conform to what I think I need. It's to figure out how to give what I am capable of giving without basically overcorrecting and making it transactional. With robotics, biggest solution to outreach was what I called modular outreach. Instead of planning these big events where we need X people to fill in, we were busy. We were busy people in school. So I would go figure out events where if I was the only person who showed up, the event would still run and things would still happen. But they could still accommodate more people. So it was something where now I figured out how to control the things I could control. But if other people had things or were able to contribute, they could. So that's kind of... I think that's something that permeates a lot of what I do at this point, is I have been disappointed by people. But a lot of that was because I set unreasonable expectations. But so a lot of that is just trying to figure out, for me, ways to do things where I control what I can control and I don't worry too much about what I can't. So for streaming, I cannot control who decides to give me their eyeballs. Nor should I. So I figure out ways to have fun whether or not I have any eyeballs on. So there we go. There's the more integrated philosophy with some context. Okay. We need to dash it, or we need to get through the first thing without using a dash, but I'm having one hell of a time with that. I wonder if maybe doing some... yep, doing it from that side helps a lot. Because then we're closer. Okay. You probably don't want my eyeballs, they can't see that well anyways. Heyo. Well, I don't know. Okay, now... very different, very different topic. If I was some sort of weirdo that collected human body parts and I had to pick one, I think I'd want eyeballs, because eyes are really pretty. So, I don't know. I have not seen your eyes, Sigma, and I promise that I do not actively collect human body parts, but maybe I would want your eyeballs. Maybe they're nice to look at. I really like all of the designs that exist in the irises. They're very, like, pretty sort of like, I don't know, cloudy day, stormy sea, I don't know. Like, not from color, but just, like, the depth of them. Is that... Sorry. Having a favorite body part to collect, I'm sure is weird, but am I weird for, like, really enjoying looking at people's irises? I know that's, like, a weird thing to do just with people, like, really focusing on their eye, but, like, they're really neat. In other news, here's Johan having no clue what to do. I've got some clue. Oh no, wait. I'm not sure that's something good that's good to have recorded. Blah. Blah. But no, I've always wondered if that's kind of a little bit of, like, you know, the whole eyes are the window to the soul thing that you hear sometimes. Like, I've always interpreted that as kind of like, oh, it's because they can reveal a lot about like what a person's thinking, but also they're very complex and pretty, I find. There's a creator that I see on Instagram sometimes that I don't like really follow their stuff because I don't really follow much of anything on Instagram. But she has some sort of I think it was from an accident rather than congenital, but has whoa, oh god, has one of their eyes is like mostly missing or it's blind and non-functional, but they wear like prosthetic contact lenses, and they do really funky stuff with that, which I think is cool in its own right, because eyes are such a cool thing to be able to customize. Got it. If by a stroke of luck I happen to meet you, I will stare down into your soul. Time for hell room. Bullet hell, to be exact. Oh dear god. Because we all know that Johann is best at bullet hell. I've spent a lot of time looking at my own eyes in the mirror. Not because, like, oh, I look so handsome. It's just like, there's so much going on. It's kind of, a lot of marbles will do, like, a splash of one type of resin in another, and it forms, like, super complex, funky patterns. Similar thing. Yeah, look at Mr. Narcissus here. I know, I can't pull myself away from my own reflection. Whoa, no. Okay. That was closer. Woohoo! No! But yeah, so sort of doing the little loop-de-loops, so we're kind of following along with them. Rather than going counter. Ah. Next up, you're gonna die and turn into a flower. Ayo. Look at you actually, like, knowing full story of Narcissus. Hell yeah. I do find it sometimes a little like, no, I don't expect everyone to, like, have the same knowledge of, like, X mythology as I do. But I feel like a lot of folks grow up and, like, get kinda into, especially, like, Greek myths, at least in the West. And it sometimes disappoints me how often people, like, don't know the entirety of it. They just know sort of the thing that gets passed around as, like, what it references. Like, narcissism. Oh, yeah, you stare into a pool. But they don't know a whole lot about, like, bleh. Actually, in fairness, I'm forgetting a lot of the myth of Narcissus, but correct me if I'm wrong, there certainly was a nymph in there somewhere that made things a little awkward. There have been a lot of times where I've, like, made a reference and people are like, the hell are you talking about? More of the myth that we were just having a conversation about, but okay. SS on Scrappa, nice. SS on Squirm. I wish ye luck. There's also the Oracle of Delphi? Wait, hold up, what? I don't recall that bit. I mean, I'm unsurprised since a lot of these things do have some sort of prophetic element, but I didn't recall a journey to go see her or anything. Myths are, I do also find, I do find it interesting how often you get, like, little different scraps and pieces of myths that can be a little hard to, like, stitch together because they weren't, it's not like someone sat down and wrote the Greek mythology book. There were a number of scholars at the time that were trying to compile a lot of these different myths, but, you know, it was a bunch of different local traditions and such. Because I remember, at one point reading something about, an interpretation of the Medusa myth that had her, rather than being just like a hideous creature that transgressed, being sexually assaulted by Poseidon in a temple of Athena, and her getting punished, which radically changes how you sort of interpret her as a figure. But looking into that, that's not at all part of the sort of, like, older versions of it. It seems to be a later construction, and it's still fascinating, but a later construction. Still interesting, not that that invalidates it. The oldest thing is not always the correct thing, because these were still living traditions where people were thinking about it and reinterpreting and adding new layers to it. But I don't know, it's interesting. It's interesting how deconstructed it is, especially like Norse mythology, which I got really into for a while. There's a lot of weird timeline things about like who was what and what was where and did it because oh god, is it Modi and Magni? No, the wolves that chase the sun and moon, I've heard at various points as being like the children of Fenrir, but they were part of the creation myth, while Fenrir was a later part of the like offspring of Loki and whatnot. So it's like, you can't make a cohesive sense of it necessarily. This afternoon, I was eepy and took a nap. I woke up and the front doorbell ringing, so I quickly walked down the stairs and the postman was far away. Bro was waving his hands, but I could not see what he meant or which way he was waving because I didn't have your glasses on because you just woke up. Yelled the place where you put your package. Oh, fun little interaction. Oh, it was just a random prophet? Okay. Not the prophet. Yeah. You know, man, I guess there are a lot of folks sitting around huffing weird ground vapors at the time, which, I mean, look, seems like it was a fairly cushy gig, all things considered, if you could get it, but also, I don't think they really had health insurance that matched the workplace hazards. Sometimes you forget how much you love having normal sight. Interesting. Just because you've got stuff to correct it enough that you sometimes forget that you don't normally? I can see that. Possibly a poor choice of phrasing there. I still, at some point, man, I should probably go back to an optometrist again because my left eye has really bad vision. I've been trying to do exercises for it and whatnot because it seems to be more of a focus issue, but sometimes it's not great. But I've got glasses, I just don't wear them. They give me headaches and don't feel like they improve my overall vision, but stuff on the left is sometimes a little tougher for me to pick up on. Blah. No. No. I'm sure I've mentioned, though, before that because my vision is only bad on one side, I've looked into getting specifically a prescription monocle, because tell me I would not make for a great Mr. Peanut. Well, actually, I guess you guys haven't seen me, so you wouldn't know, but personality-wise, do I not seem like someone who would 100% rock having a monocle? But unfortunately, it requires custom lens grinding, which gets very expensive. Have something interesting. Sometimes it takes my eyes a good minute to focus because of your antidepressants. Oh, interesting. I would not have linked antidepressants to vision in any way. That's fascinating. Because a lot of antidepressants are dealing with, like, selective serotonin reuptake. And I didn't think that serotonin had anything to do with vision, but I guess it can also just be, like, interfering with some other stuff? Weird. I know they're capable of messing with just about everything, it's just that is not an effect I'd heard. A lot of emotional stuff makes sense. But your teeth, oh no. That's, I have a thing about teeth. My dad had a lot of dental issues as a child, so that is something that has been a, like, particular... I'm not scared of dentists, but they always make me uncomfortable. I had a friend who I don't think had eye issues, but was, like, particularly sensitive conceptually to any sort of trauma that was done to an eye, and I will forever remember reading an excerpt from the Odyssey in a class we had together that was about Odysseus stabbing Polyphemus's eye with the fire-hardened stake, and the particular translation we read took some liberties with the stake still being hot and describing sizzling, and this poor man just was tears streaming down his face, was not, like, emotionally upset, just could not, like, his body was having an extreme physiological reaction to it. I believe we eventually termed it eye assassination. but he's gotten past it now. But oh, I felt so bad. You can't eat sweet stuff with one side of your mouth. They're perfectly healthy, but the meds frick them up. You can also have less saliva because of the meds, which can lead to cavities. Ah, luckily you drool a lot. Ayo. That's fast. I guess part of it depends on like the type the type of antidepressant. It's just, especially if that is just like an SSRI, that's fascinating to me. But it might be because of how it's getting delivered, so on and so forth. Because medications are complicated and weird. Citalopram. I am not super well trained in them, so I don't know that by name, but I can look that up. Citalopram is... It is an SSRI. Huh. Fascinating. Yeah, that is what I'm gonna want to look into. That's... Brains are funky, man. Because, I do remember, one of the things we talked about in one of my classes was, like, we fundamentally don't get depression. It's just, like, it's a thing that happens and people say it happens, and we're like, we believe you, we can see that something's going on, but also, if you ask us what causes it, good luck. We're pretty sure it has something to do with serotonin, and that's pretty much it. But there's been some interesting stuff looking at, serotonin seems to play a role not just in emotional regulation, but also in, basically the, creation of synapses and, new neural pathways. And the antidepressants take a while to kick in, and that wait period lines up pretty perfectly with how long it takes for the experiments that I've looked at it to observe the effects of increased serotonin on basically new brain connections being formed. So it seems like that might be part of it, which is in and of itself very interesting. Still don't know what to do with it, because I mean, like, literally something that is done is it's like transcranial magnetic resonance. I forget the exact term, but basically they put your head between two super electromagnets. Thank you for the hydrate, Corker. They stick your head between two electromagnets and just kind of zap it a bunch. This is not something that is typically done. We have tried everything else, so now we're gonna try this. And it seems to work in some cases. We still don't understand why, and it seems kind of bad because it sometimes is basically shutting off parts of the brain temporarily. But hey, if it works, it works. But no, I've heard people talk about, like, you know, space, the final frontier. Oceans, though, you know, we still need to figure those out. That's the final frontier. Man, brains ourselves, I think, are also going to be that's a whole big thing. Chippity chap is such a downgrade from snippety snap. Agreed. I had the 40 grams. I was alive, but just that. Wanted to sleep all day because it made me super tired and I didn't feel many emotions. Now I'm at 30 grams, I'm a lot less sleepy, but I also cry sometimes again when I'm sad, but because of therapy it's much more doable and it makes you feel alive. Hell yeah. Yeah, no, I probably need to look into getting some sort of medication. It's just, I'm someone, I get very weird about, like, I get way too in my head about, like, am I me? And I've spoken to a lot of friends going through that medication journey. I'm like, I'm not sure that would go super well for me, but still something I need to investigate more. Like 99% sure I have ADHD. There's apparently a pill that just makes you able to do the things your brain thinks of doing at the moment. This is a foreign concept to you. Yeah, executive function, huh? Like, what do you mean you can just do things you want to do on the spot? What? Again, though, the thing about medicative treatment is, it is very rarely a solution. It is a tool that you need to use in coupling with other things, because it won't just magically make you do things if you don't have that habit, but it will help remove some of the basically roadblocks and difficulties that your brain has in doing that. At least that is the experience of most of the folks that I have known going through such journeys, and when we were talking about it in classes. How to fix something. Turn it off and turn it back on again. Kinda? Even works on hearts. Like, weirdly, yeah, kinda. I have not continued reading Railgun Novo because I need to figure out how I'm reading it, basically. I did shelve. We've got a lot more at the library, so what I might end up doing is just, like, staying after some of my shifts. The last thing I read in Railgun was it. I have not read any since the first chunk. I forget where that ended off. It was after the Graviton bombing. Boop. Wah. Grab the other side and launch myself? Oh! Yeah. This room is really smelly, one of your 2 least favorite rooms in this map. I'm concerned because I don't know if we've already gotten through the other least favorite, or if the worst is yet to come. We'll find out, I guess. Boop. But yeah, no, I mean, stuff like this is pattern finding that I have some difficulty with. But no, good call on the other side, Novo. I was not actually noticing that had one on the other side, but we've used that for other rooms earlier, so it makes sense. Because the last set of 2 fireballs, their cycle is sideways to anything that works. Ah. Is that why it always feels, it's like, oh, hey, we can go through these, but then we always feel out of sync with those last 2. That would make sense. Boop, 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 boop. So we gotta find ways to stall, I guess? Or just be good. Wow. Wow. Woohoo! Okay. No! Too much of an overhang. But yes, no, that... But yes, no, that does seem to be in the ballpark. It was so close, but at least now we have that figured out. I don't know. See, now I'm trying to cling on to the other side of this, which, like, I guess, but we kind of had it working earlier. Executing the script at the wrong time. Johan needs debugging. Boop. Bum bum. Okay. We go uppeth, acrosseth, up it. Needed to not dash there. Come on. I have no clue if, like, there's part of me that's like, oh, maybe we'll see the end of this today. We've got 25 minutes. I suspect that there's more than just one room after this, so I think I'm being overly optimistic. But we're getting there. Getting there. No! Remember how many rooms apart this one and the other bad one are, but I don't recall which one is first. All good. Hey, welcome in, Tesla Coil. Oh, what now? Oh, I think I've mentioned, we've got, I don't think it picks up on audio, but we've had some folks move in recently, not into the neighborhood that have really obnoxious car alarms. I'm trying to be gracious, but, like, during the day, I'm not that bothered. I'm a little like, but whatever. People are allowed to make noise during the day, but come on, when it's like late at night and someone drives by and it sets off something that sounds like we should be hearing, open up, it's the police? That ain't it, man. Today I could have cried of joy. Your doggy drank water on her own again. Oh, and ate her food. Didn't do that for a while. Yay. That seems like good news for the recovery. That's awesome. Yeah, this one's a ball buster, but crash. With all them fireballs. Isn't there a Jerry Lee Lewis song that's Great Balls of Fire? I fell into a burning ball of fire. I know that's not that one. It's a separate one. Love me some Johnny Cash. I fell into some burning balls of fire. They went round and round, but the flames went higher. It burns, burns, burns. These balls of fire. These balls of fire. Oh no. Yeah, no, you know what, Corker? That's fair. That does scan a little weirdly. Mother will the... Oh god. Mother... What is a brake? Oh, a brake would be like a brake line, like a car brake, or a handbrake. Mother, will they try to break my bones? Ooh, mother, should I build a wall? Yeah. No, Pink Floyd is great. I was raised on the Wall. Fantastic album. I used to only like the first half of it. Like, not that, like, I hated the second half. It didn't click for me when I was younger, but as I've gotten older, the second half I've gained a lot more enjoyment of it. Pink Floyd mentioned, Animals 10 out of 10, hell yeah. Man, like, a lot of the songs on Animals are good, all 5 of them. I really love Pigs on the Wing. How can you have any farewell if you don't eat your core? Oh, very nice. We've got the schoolmaster in here. How can you have any farewell if you don't eat your core? Oh, Tim introduced you to Floyd? Hell yeah. Pigs 3 Different Ones is your favorite? It's good. It's... For better or for worse, Dogs reminds me of one of my grandfathers who's no longer with us. Yeah, no, Pink Floyd does some awesome stuff. Man, one that also took me a while to warm up to, but is also one of my sort of consistent favorites, the Final Cut. Final Cut is awesome. Because it's got a bunch of the things that they were sort of thinking about with The Wall, but didn't quite make it. But it's got its own sort of flavor and characteristics to it. Although, I will say, it took me a very long time to get around to listening to that one, and the entire album is kind of complaining about Margaret Thatcher in a lot of ways, but there's one song in particular that I had not gotten to for a long time on it, because I listened to it piecemeal before I, like, listened to it all the way through. God, I can't remember the name of it, but there's one that's just very, very anti-Margaret Thatcher. And I shit you not, the first day I listened to that, the next morning was when we woke up and got the news that Margaret Thatcher had passed away. And there is still some part of me that feels like I, in some fashion, contributed to her death on some, like, weird voodoo level. Which amuses me in a terrible way, because I do not wish death upon people, but god damn. Since I listened to the GLT opening and ending Rhythm Doctor levels, that is a lot of letters. I want to upload them to Reddit because copyright will kick your butt on YouTube. Yeah. Makes sense. Who the hell is a Pink Floyd? Sounds familiar? Well, I mean, I believe the character is just referred to as Pink. Decided to release Pack 2. It's got some interesting ideas. I'm excited to play Pack 2. You've got many interesting ideas. No. I'm waiting for the Marsh boss that just forces you to play, like, a new level of Grideller partway through. Pack 2? I don't know. Heck yeah. Stream it on Saturday? That would be fantastic! I remember being at a 12-headed K-pop girl group concert when someone yelled, "The Queen died," and I genuinely thought they meant one of the members of the group! Oh no! Yeah, no, that changes the context a bit. There's an attack I'll find really funny. I'm excited. I'm very excited. When you get hurt by it, oh no. Something quite silly happens. Wah, no. It makes yawn noises. Oh. I would die. I would have fun, but I would die. Ah, no. It's really hard to idle there. Bleh. Wah. Yeah. No. Pain. Pain. I wish for bread. Get it? Because in some languages, bread is spelled the same as pain is in English. Ha 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 ha. Ah! We'll be ready for release. We'll make more challenges every month or so. Hell yeah. Continuous content. Whoa! But Silver, now the real question. When does March become software as a service? When do I have to buy my monthly March subscription so that I can play online multiplayer with folks and like get the coolest latest drops? Where's my March bucks? Yeah, March is now a live service. Exactly. Like, come on. Gotta monetize that stuff. Yeah, March Battle Pass. Woo! Pain. I do kind of like the idea of a March MMO where there's no character customization, everyone is just default March, and every character is default March. And it's just Marshland. No clue how to do microtransactions, which is a good thing. Yeah, it's like, that might save a lot of things. I will, something fun that I need to look into more, not that it's something, you know, again, I would like to try making some games. Very far from anything that I would really care to monetize. But something that I saw a while back that intrigued me was an ad service whose entire point was providing, basically providing a connection to ad services that integrated as Unity objects so that you can basically insert ads into the game that are actual ads, but you can use them as but if you're like, oh, I'm, you know, doing, oh wow, I double dashed. I'm doing X thing where I'm trying to like have I'm like in a cyberpunk dystopia, and there's a whole bunch of like neon signs and ads and instead of having to like make a whole bunch of basically fake ads, which I still think people should do because sometimes they're really funny. They can be a good creative outlet. But instead of like having to do that, you can actually insert some real ads into it, which I think is a very interesting way of handling banner ads and such. I don't know how well I like it. I haven't seen a lot of folks doing it, so I'm not sure if it ever really took off, but there are ways that I can see to do that that would increase revenue for the folks making the game, give a fairly decent visual if you were thinking about how to integrate it, and just kind of be a win-win for everyone. But March skins for $1, $178.59 for the epic March hat. Yo. Sort of getting to the point now where making new bosses is hard because how many different unique attacks can I do instead of just spread the bullets or homing circles? Right. You've tapped a lot of the obvious ways to make it a little creative, and then you start having to go, now, is this a good creative thing? Or is this it sure is creative? Moving on. Ah! Watch an ad for 3 Morse credits. Whoa. You can spend those. Marsh stat system? Marsh attributes? Where's the Marsh skill tree? When do I get my like shadow clone jutsu for Marsh so that I can clone myself. That's not really a PC thing. There are ways to do them, but Marsh Mobile? Hell yeah. Honestly, I could see Marsh Mobile being decent. Might be a little tough with the control scheme, but hey, welcome in, Jammer. How doth it be? Competition, top 3 bosses get added in game. Mayhap? That would be... Or, that's not mayhap as in, yes, I, as a representative of Silver, will say whether or not that's just... I'm trying to think how you would do that competition. May I stay up for 2 more hours and finish the book, or do I go to sleep now? My recommendation? Go to sleep now. Because guess what? You go to sleep now, and then in the morning, if you're feeling rested, basically, if you didn't need those 2 hours of sleep, then you can read it in the morning. If you didn't need those 2 hours of sleep, you'll be glad for it in the morning. I'm trying to get myself to do that more. That's because I was planning on doing the Nier pre-record last night. I went, you know what? I'm tired. I'm going to go to sleep, and in the morning, I'll take a crack at it if I have time. And I kind of did, so hell yeah. I know, but if I finish it tonight, I can start a different book tomorrow. If you finish it tomorrow, you can also start a different book tomorrow. If you didn't need to sleep those 2 hours. I don't know if I have insomnia or something, but it's torture when I need to sleep but don't want to. Yeah. For me, it's a lot of times where I want to sleep, but I don't. Or, I want to sleep, but my body refuses to let me, and that's, right, okay, I'll eat. Alright, get some good rest, Ollie. This is not because I want to kick you out, it's because I would like you to be a well-rested human so you can go out and have a good day. So thank you for hanging out with us. Hope you get some good rest and wake up nice and refreshed tomorrow. Person that's like, just one more chapter, and that goes on and on. Ha 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 ha. Same. But learning how to set boundaries so that you're prioritizing your health is good. That's a lot of times I eat meals fairly late. I remember on Saturday after the Rhythm Doctor stream when I was leaving the Tim stream, folks were like, "Oh, wait, I'm sorry, you're eating breakfast now?" I'm like, "Yeah." I do keep a weird sleep schedule, but also I keep a weird meal schedule because I typically am eating breakfast around, I think, when most people would eat dinner in their day. And I typically only eat the one meal, sometimes 2. But I sometimes have a tendency to eat, like, way too late, and I need to stop doing that because then I am way too tired because, like, after you eat a meal, typically you get kind of, like, an energy drop, I find, while your body's sort of processing stuff. It depends, I guess, on where you're at, but I tend to get a bit of an energy drop, and then I'm too tired, and I don't brush my teeth before sleeping, which is terrible, because then all that crud is getting lovely bacteria food overnight. Alright, well, you Ellie. Meals make me want to live. Yeah, good food is good. Register that sleeping now would be beneficial. I entirely desire sleep. Brain says no. Yup. It's like, I will do better if I can get this rest. Ha ha ha. But why? Why, says the brain. I have so many other things. Me alibi. Wish I liked alcohol more because that makes you eepy. Ah. Or you just... I mean, you said that you don't drink the energy drinks for the caffeine content, but, fun thing, ADHD, caffeine tends to work as a depressant rather than a stimulant. Because a lot of times it's, as I understand it, basically it's helping the brain regulate itself properly. The stimulant is basically making things line up better. But so that I guess would be optimal. You just need a different brain. Just one more title, guys, then we'll go play Rain Roll. Just a few more puzzles. Yeah, exactly. But I guess I shouldn't be surprised when I can't sleep due to staying up until 5 a.m. helping someone with lingo. Yeah, that does somewhat. Wow, I had a weird moment of deja vu there. Like, doing this specific fireball pattern, and you talking about staying up until 5 a.m. helping someone. Whoa, that's... That was a strange feeling. You need 2 dashes at the end there? I don't... You need 1 dash coming off the right side of it, I believe. Is what we've kind of settled on, because we think we can get enough distance. We've gotten pretty close if we're flinging ourselves up the right side. Because I think at least 1 dash is necessary to get there, then we can jump over to the other side, and then fling ourselves up. We're just having a lot of trouble getting to the other side without burning to death. And the one time we did it, we missed, which was painful. Yep. Oh! Aha! Technique unlocked. Spam grab. I was talking about, hey, that might be helpful before. But, oh man. But, I wasn't quite doing it. Yeah, I had not actually tried it, despite saying, hey, that might be useful. Classic Johann. Ah! But okay. Now it feels less random and like we have an actual tool in our belts. I've considered staying up that late to help Shock too. Oh. Basically allows you to stall for a particular portion of a cycle at the cost of stamina. Yep! Which, currently, our big issue is not stamina, but, in fact, making sure that we don't run into the fireball. So, seems like a good trade-off. You're addicted to Baba again? Oh dear. Man, they really need to work on those treatment facilities. There seem to be a lot of relapses. Ah! Well, Sean got through Icy Palace, so now the rest of the maps will either be easy to navigate or something you haven't seen. Okay. Apparently, the issue is not stamina. Johann blinking red. Well, but for that part... Oh, hey, it's hell. Well, hey. It's Christmas time in hell. South Park has some lovely songs. Ah, South Park. A show I delight in because it's one of those things where, yes, I know people do get offended at it, but it's lovely because it tries to offend everyone. Everyone is fair game. Which, at least to me, makes it a lot harder to get mad. If everyone's on the table, go for it. Bah. It's January in hell? Oh no. No. Okay. Let us go. Let us go forth. We have 5 minutes. We can get this room. We will get this room before we switch over to Rain World. But also, you have it on good authority that hell Michigan has frozen over? Oh no. Oh no. I mean, this hell will also freeze over if we can find a switch. Ah! Let us go! Let us, I choose you! Let us use Wilt! Let us. Why do I want a produce-themed, like, Pokemon ripoff now? Apple grabbed a buffer on the belts? Yep! That's what we were just figuring out and continue to misuse currently. Because we are still getting used to that concept and figuring out, yep, like there, I should have done that. But also, I was afraid that I was going to fall off. Whoop! It's very funny, Tesla, because... Nope, I didn't get the momentum right. I said, oh, I bet we could do something like that earlier, and then just didn't do it. Maddie gets a switch, maybe she can play Celeste? Hey! I mean, we already do have Recursive Celeste. Because there's the Pico H, right? Ah, no! It's very tricky there with so little space, right? It's almost like they're trying to make it hard and kill me. No! Very rude of them, making a difficult platformer game have difficulty? Goodness. sue for emotional damages. There's Hell, California, Hell, Michigan, Hell, Grand Canyon, and Hell, Norway. You know, I'm actually kind of surprised if there's only 4 Hells in the world. Recursive Celeste makes me want to make a Celeste recursed map. Oh no. A recursed Celeste map? Players win core. Players win farewell. Even more blah. Nope. And then it's the spikes. And if only we could just stand on the top. Whip. Hell Cave and Hell Creek. Nice. I do like that in German, Hell, I believe basically just sort of refers to like light or like a lighter color, because you've got Blau und Hellblau, which I think is great. I love Hell Blue. Light blue. Mwah. HE double hockey sticks. Oh no, have I been saying the bad words? Goodness. Instead I'll say 1,134. Okay. Okay. Come on. We know what to do and we have the tools. We're just fumbling. Fumbling and bumbling and trotting all over. You know what? I don't know where I was going with that. We did it. Whew. Okay. We'll switch over to Rain World here in a minute, but we've got... I just want to see. I want to see what this is like. This looks so doable. Thank you, thank you. Oh. Yeah, I mean, this looks like it's basically just one pattern, but we might just call it because I might not be getting that pattern. No, I need to dash. Okay, so that bit's not so bad. Ah! Okay. Okay. Wow, it felt like we were seeing the pattern of the universe at first, and then... now it's less so. Oh! Okay, Switch gets hit first. What's 26,695 times 3? It's going to be 2,100 plus, that's going to be, so 60,000, 78,000 plus, so 70,000, crap, 50, so 52, 52, so 78,000 plus 2,100 is going to be 80,000, 81,000 minus 15, so it's going to be 80,985, I believe. Could be wrong. I would not stake my life on that. Yeah. Huh? Essie was trolling us? Wait, what? That was a troll? Confusion. Okay. Bounce, 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 bounce. Ah, okay, I understand. No, we've got this. We can do this. We have the power, we have the momentum. Come on. Ah. It's okay. I thought we had an extra dash. One more room, guys! But I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it, Mr. Krabs. That's the meme, right? Boop. Nope. Missed that one. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. Come on. Look, man, I'm just terrified of Rain World. Oh, no. You're feeling it with a question mark face with raised eyebrows camera. Yeah. I'm feeling it? Maybe? It is perhaps the felt? I keep trying to press jump. Momentum persisting between rooms? Oh god. Hey, welcome in, Aya. How goes? Hopefully well. We're making a mad dash to try and get this one before moving on to Rain World. Haven't beaten Sans yet? Have you made? Do you feel like you're making progress? Do you feel like you're getting closer? Nope. Hey, such is life. I believe that you will get there one day, though, should you choose to. Have not played in 5 months? Or, not 5, but have not played in months? Fair enough. That does indeed make that a little tougher. Yeah. Okay. 10 more tries. What does the Hermit do in Balatro? Oh god. I have not played Balatro in a while. Hermit is the one that can give up to 20 bucks. Yes? Gives like a... It's either sell value or like doubles your money up to 20 bucks. Okay. No. Okay. Bing bing. Bing bing. Bing bing. Bing bing. Boop. Damn it. In TBOI? Oh, The Binding of Isaac? It's been even longer since I played that. Not a clue. Ah! Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Teleports you to the shop. Okay. Oh, what does Hermit do in Phasmophobia? God. I forgot that there were tarot decks. With the cursed, that's one of the cursed items, right? So, no clue. Okay. Focus up. I thought I had it. I'm now feeling further from it, so might call it. Damn it! Fair enough. Yeah, I don't know about posting video directly to Reddit. I did not know you could, actually. Come on. Come on, Han. No, no. Too far. Do you ever get, like, I guess I would call it, like, an emotional memory, like, the memory of a particular feeling you had out of nowhere sometimes? I just had one of Outer Wilds for some reason. And it's good, but, yeah, I don't know how to describe it, but there's certain... I would describe them as, like, emotional textures that things have, to me, and sometimes those will just crop up, and I just got one for Outer Wilds, which was really pleasant. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, played Outer Wilds like 2 or so months ago. That was the game, I think it was right before Rain World. I think Rain World is what done sort of as the other afternoon game. I did get Echoes of the Eye though recently, so I'm excited to revisit that as probably a pre-record. Whoa, God. I like having a dream and the visuals or whatever are one thing, but there's a certain feeling that's also being kinda, yeah. But yeah, there's a certain quality to certain memories that, like, I remember as a kid, I would even as a kid, like, there were certain days that, like, the sun would filter through our front window in certain ways and, like, illuminate dust motes. And I don't know, there's sort of like textures like that will just sort of come up of the feeling that I felt when I would see that thing being transferred onto other things that evoked similar feelings in me. And, you know, there's a lot of those that I don't. No, because I need to land on the thing, so my timing's off. So that in memory form, kinda. I don't know, but yeah, so just kinda got that for how Outer Wilds made me feel. Which it's interesting. It's interesting how, like, specific certain feelings can be. But it's neat. Wah. This was a mistake, but the jump blocks before, or the ice blocks before hitting the switch, maybe so that the momentum is there, but I think we're doing I think that's what's going to often happen. Because we're getting through there with the dashes, but I guess it could potentially conserve a dash. So, a reasonable question. Because having a dash there so that we don't have to time as carefully. Bah. Boop. Okay. How about we give it 10 more? Except I really don't want to count or have anything like that in my head. Nope. 9. Okay. Got ahead of myself. So 8 more. Oh, 7 more. 7 more. Six more. 5 more. 4 more. 4 more. I'm great at counting. Oh god, no, see, like, stuff like that, no. 3 more. See, now I'm stressing myself out, but 2 more. Yeah, no, see, now I'm unfocused. Four more, the next 10 don't count. Yep. And we'll call this last one. Alright. For another day, then. For another day. We got some tough rooms. I think that room is totally within our grasp, but if you read chat while doing it, doesn't count. Meh. That was a Joker plus 20. Ah, I see. Alright. Well, we'll call that for Celeste. We made some good progress. But we're gonna check out Rain World. I actually kind of forget where we're at, because it's all sort of been, at least for me, my brain is just like, Skylands. But we got through the Skylands, so I don't really remember what we're currently mucking about with. I know that we saw the Echo. I don't know, we'll talk about it when we come back to the game. So we're heading for a break. Hey, welcome back, Aya. We're heading for a break. I'll probably peek at chat during it, so don't worry about it. Just so tired of Sans? That's fair. Like, don't force yourself to do stuff that you don't want to. Should you just reset? Up to you. If you don't want to do that, if that's preventing you from enjoying the rest of the game, reset and have fun with the rest of it, right? I know what would be a great idea, Rain World and Lingo, because those games definitely have anything to do with each other. Oh, 100%. I think Rain World themed Lingo could be fun. But uh we're going to be taking a 3-minute break. Run some ads so that we disable pre-rolls and such. And on the other side of it, we'll be playing some Rain World. This is going to be a fantastic opportunity to stand up, stretch, grab a snack, grab some water, all of those good stuff. Good things stuff. Blech. All of that good stuff. Use the restroom, all of that. If you've got meds and now is an appropriate time to take them, this is a great opportunity to do so. Remember to look outside, and there's probably a nice day out there, or night, or whatever's going on. Remember that the ink blob is not the entire world, and if you need to transition to something else in your day, don't worry about it. Again, obligation command. No one's forcing you to be here. Please go do the other great things that you want to do. But if this is what's fun for you, we love having you stick around. So, we'll catch you on the other side of the 3-minute break with some Rain World. But for now, catch you in a bit. Bye.